My wife had a college roommate that we nicknamed the Perf for short for perfect. This girl was like perfect hair, perfect voice, perfect clothes, always on time. Her life was perfect. So we nicknamed her the Perf. It was amazing to watch her operate in life. One time she was waiting for her dad who was late, and he comes in and they have this little discussion. He says duty or angel, and she calls him duty, and they go back and forth and they leave, and she comes back in the apartment and she says, guys, I'm sorry for arguing with my dad in front of you. I'm like, argument? That's not an argument. That's like angel duty, you know, it's crazy. So this girl, once we have children, invites me and my wife over to her house for dinner. Can you imagine? Dinner at the Perf's house. So I get my kids, I'm like, there's no way, guys, we gotta be totally on your best behavior, because whether we like it or not, our kids are a reflection of us, parents. Isn't that true? People look at our kids, they look at their behavior, and they draw conclusions about us. So our kids are a total reflection of who we are. And so I know the Perf's gonna be looking at my kids, evaluating me the whole time, you know? So we get to her house, I'll tell you, it couldn't have worked out better. We sit down at the table, my children, my oldest son, Ben, never, ever eats his food without complaining. This particular night, he sits down at the table, eats all of his food. It was a miracle. I couldn't believe it. He eats his food. My other kids are all sitting there nice and quiet. Her kids, the Perf's kids, are acting up like crazy. I'm like this, hey, Perf, look at your kids, woo! Then the best thing that could have happened, my son Ben turns to my wife and I as he's finishing his dinner. He says, Mommy and Daddy, would you mind if I pray before I left the table? I'm like, are you kidding me? So I say, Perf, could you quiet your kids down, please, so my son can have his evening prayers? And then Ben says this little prayer and he leaves. I mean, my kids were a perfect reflection of me. You know what I'm saying? And this night, perfect reflection. They gave me glory, if you would. Do you know that whether we like it or not, we as God's children are reflections of Him? People want to know what God's like, they look at us. And they ask the question of themselves, is that what God's all about? Is that what He's like? And they literally watch our lives, and we become a reflection of the glory of God to the world. So how's it going? How is your life showing the world who God is? What's He like? How accurate is your reflection of your Maker?